Before we begin the main work for question 4 in Unit 12, let's just take the 7% APR that's quoted in the problem and turn it into an equivalent annual rate. We need the annual rate because we're intending to borrow money from a bank for a full year. Here's the 7% APR. We know that APR is just a number that will be divided by 12 to give a monthly rate. So let's divide it by 12 and then format the monthly rate as a percentage. What happens when we apply this monthly rate to a nice round number, $100, over the course of a year? Each month, the $100 is increased by the monthly percentage, and over the course of 12 months, it rises to $107.23. The precise percentage increase over the course of the year we can get by applying our percentage formula. We know it should come out to approximately 7.23%. The exact amount is 7.229 and a little bit more. Now we can start the main work of the question. We have the option of buying one of three houses: a $50,000 house, one that costs $100,000, and one that costs $200,000. We have just $50,000 in hand, so anything extra will need to come from a loan from the bank. How much do we need to borrow? The amount we need to borrow is the cost of the house minus the $50,000 that we already have. If we buy a $50,000 house, we don't need to borrow anything at all. But if we buy the more expensive houses, we will need to borrow. For example, if we buy the $200,000 house, we'll need to borrow $150,000. This is the amount we borrow from the bank. At the end of the year, we owe that amount plus interest. And we've calculated the annual interest rate right here. So here's how much we owe at the end of the year when we're intending to sell the house. It's the amount we borrowed plus interest on the amount we borrowed. We'll reformat this so that it doesn't take up so much space. And then drag down to find out what we owe in the other cases. So we buy the house for this amount, borrowing this amount. At the end of the year, we owe this amount. When we sell the house, we get more than we paid for it. According to the assumption in the question, we get 10% more. So if this is the original price of the house, the sales price is that plus another 10%. Now, how much do we get to keep at the end of the year? We sell the house for this amount, and we have to pay this amount back to the bank. What we keep is the sale price minus the amount owed to the bank. And finally, we can ask, what rate of return did we earn on our money in each case? In each case, we started with $50,000. So what we're asking is, what is the increase to this amount, beginning with $50,000? Formatting this as a percentage, we find that in the first case, we made 10%. Naturally enough, because we borrowed nothing and the price of the house went up 10%. But in the other cases, we made more. In this case, the more money we borrow from the bank, the better, because we earn more, 10%, on the money we borrowed than we pay in interest.